Hello everyone, so welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how to make a spot varnish on post-lam cards, like a transparent one or a colored one. Follow me to make a really shiny, awesome card. So I prepared a project here, as you can see. So we start with a white blank card. The first thing, in order to even see something, I'm going to add a color texture. So I'm going to my textures library. I'm just going to pick a dark background, just like this. Here we go. Wonderful. And the next thing is I'm going to add a new layer and call this one UV spot varnish. This could be a silk screen, this could be an inkjet, whatever you have in your factory. So, and now stick with me because it becomes a little bit crazy what we're doing. It looks a little bit off and a little bit weird, but trust me, that's the way to do it, and it will look fabulous in the end. First things we got to do is we actually have to switch the color to black. So toggle this little switch here from texture to color and pick a dark color, basically black color. So we got this one here. The next thing we want to do is you need to get the roughness all the way down to 0, or let's make it like 5 or 7 actually, something like this. And scroll down and put the specular map all the way up to 100%. Now we have something like a glossy plastic, like a black glossy plastic. Good. The next thing we need to do is to add a height map. So we're going to click on height map and we're going to choose a map that I prepared. So we're going to my projects here, spot varnish, and that's the map that I prepared. So it's basically just a black and white image, a mask that you want to print. And you upload that one, and in order to actually see something, we need to give it some height. So we're going to put this up to, let's say, I don't know, 25 or 30 or something like that for the beginning. That looks pretty good. And in order to avoid these little jagged edges, we can add a little bit of a blur to it. So like maybe 1.7. That looks good. Maybe a bit more, 2.8. Yeah, there you go. That looks pretty good. So now it looks like an embossing, but that's fine. We need to do a debossing. So we're gonna invert the image here, right there, and it will show that the logo actually debosses. And now we're going to use that very same map as a mask. So I'm going to click in here. I'm going to click on that mask again. Click here. And wonderful. But I want the logo, so I need to click on invert. I'm so happy about that invert function. And here we go. So now we have a spot varnish, a post-lam spot varnish on our card in black. How do we turn this whole thing transparent though? Here comes the magic. It's up here in the blending. So if you click on blending, on additive blending, that is how to turn a spot varnish into a transparent spot varnish. Here we go. Look at that. That is wonderful. I have my shiny glossy logo, even with a little bit of a tactile like 3D effect. And you can play around with this, with the height, putting it lower so that it becomes like a screen print varnish. Or if you have like a Scodix and inkjet, where you have a very thick like relief print, you can crank up that height over here and even add a little bit more of a blur to the whole thing and play around with the values until you're happy and until it actually fits to your manufacturing that you have in your office. So here, or in your factory. So here we have like an almost like relief print. You see the 3D of the print. And if you're happy, you can scroll all the way down and click on Save Changes and create a completely new material for your material library. Yeah, and that's about it. How to create a spot varnish on a card, whether it's an inkjet or silkscreen. Have fun creating and see you next time.